Are you a small business owner in Eastern Queens, New York? And not happy with the tax structure of the city? Are you a homeowner in Queens, waiting for a tax rebate? Do you really wish to enhance education facility in your community? Yes. We know you are the person who waits to get all your rights done properly, but don't know how to get them and who to approach for it. Don't worry. Here is the solution. Entrust your concerns with Mr. Koshy O. Thomas, who will represent your issues to the New York City Council, and get your demands done for you. Koshy Thomas is the right person at your doorsteps to help you. Please elect Koshy Thomas on June 22 at Democratic primary to represent you. Tell your problems to Koshy and get your demands fulfilled. If you live in Bayside Hills, Bellerus, Douglaston, Floral Park, New Hyde Park, Fresh Meadows, Glen Oaks, Hollis Hills, Hollis Wood, Little Neck, Oakland Gardens or Queens Village, elect Koshy Thomas as your representative to be your voice at New York City Council. Don't forget to vote Koshy Thomas in Democratic primary on June 22 to represent you at New York City Council District 23 Queens. Elect our leader Koshy O. Thomas. Please support Koshy Thomas and make your contributions at www.1000dollarsforall.com. Write your checks as Koshy Thomas for New York. Paid for by Koshy Thomas for New York. Log on to www.1000dollarsforall.com. Contact Koshy at 347-867-1200. Thank you for your support.
Friends, respected Senator Jonathan from St. Mary's Church, friends and families gathered on behalf of Koshy Thomas, I welcome you all to this gathering. As you all know, Koshy is hosting this event for us. He is the candidate for District 23 running for the City Council. It is in the best interest of our community that we elect him to this post. There's a lot of work behind it going on day and night, and the people that you represent here is the cream of the people from the community. So I ask everybody here gathered here today, in one way or the other, in every little way you can, please come forward, volunteer your time in helping Koshy to get elected to this District 23 City Council. This is just the primary bid. So once he makes the primary bid, it makes our way forward easy. So in our midst we have Senator Kevin Thomas, who has joined us in support of Koshy. So those of you who don't know me, I'm Biju Chako, and to my left here is Ajit Abraham Kochus. We both will be emceeing the program for this evening. So to get started, before we get started, I'd like Senator Kevin Thomas to stay a seat on the stage, as well as Koshy, please take a seat on the stage. To get started, I'd like to invite Vicar of St. Mary's Syro-Malabar Catholic Church to lead us in a word of prayer.
Have small prayer. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Loving Jesus, we thank you for bringing all of us together this evening before you. Especially, we thank you for each and every one of us who are gathered here today. Your blessing and your faith and friendship we enjoy together. Lord, we thank you for Koshy as he running for the District 23rd Council member, along with all those friends and families as well. We thank you for Kevin as he is a senator of New York State, and he's doing wonderful ministry of the people of this country and the state. And to your son also, Kevin Thomas Koshy, along with Kevin, work together and enjoy the ministry of the people, their blessings that you have given to their life. Bless this gathering and all those who are coming together to support him in this run. We thank you for all those who are gathered here and all those who are going to come together. And Lord's presence be with each and every one. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. God bless you, Koshy.
Thank you.
So, dignified guests, community leaders, religious leaders, welcoming everyone once again to this auspicious occasion where our dear Koshy Thomas is running for District 23, and it is a very honorable occasion for all the people from several communities, not only Malayalis. but here there are a lot of people from different communities has been present to support Mr. Koshy Uman Thomas. And we have our Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas. Even though I mentioned, I just wanted to I'd like to repeat once again that he's the first South Asian Indian senator from New York State. So proud of him to be here to support the community. And I would like to have our Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas say a few words.
Koshy here wants some community members to speak before me, before I introduce Koshy. So if Biju wants to introduce them first, and then we'll go forward from there, okay?
So Dilip Chauhan, as you all know, or those of you who don't know him, he has been a political activist and he has been in several Democratic fundraisers and he has been in several Democratic political candidate fundraising event. So I'd like to invite Dilip to say a few words on behalf of Koshy.
So about the Koshy, I have known him since so many years. Very active in the local community, whether it is for the business, small business related issue, he's always there. He's one of the key person for the FBIMA, Floral Park Builders Indian Merchant Association. It's hard to found something new. He is the one who founded the India Day Parade in Queens. To just go to the event and attend the event is different, but when to organize such a big event, you need to have the leadership quality. And I have seen Koshy in so many leadership positions, very well disciplined and such a humble candidate. Koshy, thank you for running for the city council. Only the one request to each and everyone, I was talking to a few people, that our community is not civically engaged. Even I think yesterday me and Mary Philip also spoke, right? That we don't go out and vote. And your community is very literate, not here only, from India also. Only the problem is we don't go out and vote. So that is the biggest challenge right now. So I think everyone will contribute and everyone will invite 10 people to make sure they go out. You can call them, you can give them the ride. I think that can make a lot of change.
Next up, I'd like to invite Brahman Cole. He actually represents the INOC Vice Chairman of the American region. I'd like to invite you to say a few words.
Senator Kevin Thomas and our candidate who is running for the District 23 Council, Koshy Thomas, distinguished guests. I'm also happy to be here today because everyone who is here definitely recognizes the significance of this race. As we know, we are fortunate to be here in this country. We have our loyalty to back home, but yet, as new immigrants, this is one of the few countries where even a first generation can really run for political offices. So it is a unique privilege. And those of you know, New York City has almost close to $90 billion in budget. That is more than 34 countries' budget, as I have learned. And the opportunity for him really to do a whole lot for the community is out there. As you know, immigrants, we have enriched definitely the American society as well through our own contribution. And we all used to be called a melting pot. But right now I understand that people really refer to us mostly as a mosaic. If you're a mosaic, that means we are recognized as with those identities, those cultural identity, those linguistic identity, and what else. So that means we really have an opportunity here also to preserve those culture and languages and other identities. If we want to succeed in doing that, then we have to be represented. And here, Koshy Thomas is not an unknown quantity to you. Just as Dilip said, he is one of those who's been so visible in our community, so active in our community. I would say he's omnipresent. People tell me, you cannot miss Koshy anywhere. So he has come forward. And New York politics, if you really look at it, with all the minorities here, it has become much more difficult really for us to compete and win. But right now, in the Belrose, Floral Park, that area, I think we really have a unique opportunity to be represented. But what he needs is two things. Of course, some of us really dedicate our time. And of course, he needs financial resources. Those of you who are here today, if we really dedicate ourselves some time, some of the resources, if we can come together in unity, this is doable. And he will be the first Asian Indian representative in New York City Council. And I wish him all the best. I'm sure all of you who have gathered here will really be supporting him, and may God bless.
Thank you, Mr. George Abraham. Those were the words from a very experienced person in politics. Not only here, Indian politics, as well as now, he's working in United Nations. He was working in United Nations for years. So, let's think about having the unity among all the Indians also to go for the election next round as well when we come to the candidatures. By the way, I want to invite Mr. Warki Abraham. He is the co-brother of Mr. Koshy Thomas, and also he is a prominent entrepreneur, industrialist. Please come on to stage.
New York City, actually the last close to 35 years, I have some business, I own some properties, but in the total New York City, very rare Indian people involvement I've seen in anywhere, especially related to business and property related issues. So we need actually somebody to work for our community and for our neighborhood. It's all related to the contributions from the city, and when the city is making the budget, we need somebody there to cry for us. So we can work together for Koshy, and once again, we appreciate Koshy took this gut and this effort to work for the community, and wishing you all the best, and God bless you.
So next one, I want to invite Mr. Vimal Goyal. He is a very prominent leader from the North Indian community, very senior leader, please.
Thank you, Ji. When I heard about Koshy running for the councilman first time, I was so excited. I'll tell you, this is the only guy we have who can run for councilman and win. That's what we need. I want everyone to get excited and make sure that Koshy wins the election. We need a councilman, we need an Indian in the council of New York City. New York City never had an Indian in the council, and that's what we need. We need our agenda to be addressed in the council, and the only way we can do it is if we have Koshy in there. I spoke to other candidates who are running against him, and I said, why don't you just drop and support him? Because he has more chances to win than anyone else. Mr. Toor, Mr. Jindal, they are not going to win, we all know this. And our community has to support him. because that's the only way we can win. I ran the campaign for Satnam Parhar a few years ago. He had a very good chance to win, and I said to him, even if you lose, run again. Because as a politician, you have to keep running. Don't stop. Because that's the only way you're going to win. Because once people recognize you, they recognize your face, they understand your history, they understand your record, you will win. And that's what we need. We had so many Indian candidates in Assembly and the Senate, and the person sitting right here. This is what we need. So we need all of you, even my community, go door to door, knock on the doors and tell them, please vote for Koshy. And that's what we need. Thank you very much.
Next up, I'd like to invite Ashok Vora. He's one of the leading industrialists in the area, and he's a very local community activist as well.
So I'm so happy to see all good faces, you know, all good looking faces. Ladies in the saris, oh my God, this is look like an Indian celebration, you know. Well, you heard everything about Koshy. He's a good guy, this, that, you know. But we have to mention his mission. His mission is kids and his education, adults and their medical care, small businesses and their tax and over-enforcement of rules and regulations. Let small businesses succeed. That's the economy for our city, our local area. And sure, if he wins it, he has that pledge that he want to support local businesses and our community. Lately, I meet him almost every other day, and I try to gauge him where he stands. Honestly, I didn't meet any other candidate, I didn't read about them, but Koshy has a vision, and I think he would make it. Next time we want to be here again is his winning celebration. One way he can win this is with our support. We all here, we supporting him, but we want to make our friends and family also to join us. Join in a campaign to make, as someone said, our community to lead and be part of the New York City Council. And that's the way we would be recognize our community, and also we would be able to enforce our issues, you know. Right now is Asian hate things is going on, but that's apart from there. So telling your friends and family is the key. Second thing is we have to ask also friends and family. We all here, we know whatever we have contributed, we have contributed. If not, end of the day, today, tomorrow, you can send a check and make it your support known, or happy, make him happy too that we have taken part in this campaign, you know. We in Gujarati, they says, full in the fully pakri, if not the whole flower, or give a petal. So if not the whole thing, give a little bit, but give him. So that's the way we can support him, you know. You know, another good thing is that we all here, but we don't have that courage to run, because we think we're going to lose our business, family time, and this and that. But he has a courage. He stand up, and he is devoting his all time, money, just for community. Maybe he would be recognized and he would become the brand name, but we are all behind him to make his name as a brand name. I think he has a very hopeful chances to win, as we all wish, you know. Koshy, keep up the good thoughts. From bottom of my heart, I love you, bless you, and wishing you to win. All the best.
Thank you, Waraji, for your kind words and for your big heart in offering Koshy office in Hillside, prime location, Hillside Avenue. I'd like to next up invite George Parambalangal to say a few words on behalf of Koshy. He's also an entrepreneur, runs quite a few businesses in the area, and he's very well known among Malayali community. I invite George Parambalangal to say a few words.
As Dilip said, we don't need too many votes. We need only 3,000 votes. I didn't know that. We have 3,500 registered Malayalis in this district. So we don't need anything, So Koshy is a winner to begin with. So we got it. So here you go. You have to work a little bit hard. By the way, my name is George Parambal. I am involved with small businesses starting from early 80s. One of my business was a newsstand and a candy store on 179 and Hillside Avenue. The first generation Indians moved to Floral Park. All these people came to Floral Park. We went through a lot of challenges. And most of the people, the first generation people know what all the things we went through. See, we always, we want to, our community self, we want to work 9 to 5. We don't want to get involved in politics. We need to have, our community have to have a representation. We need to have the people in the, this type of elected offices. I am really proud and glad to congratulate Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas. This is my opportunity to see you after the election. We never met after that. So you are our community, you are our leader. So we have contributed, we have given you what we have. Now it is your turn to pay back. See, there's a lot of things. The New York Senate, New York City, and even federal government, they can do that. Please help us. Please train us. Help us. Okay, this is what the process you have to go through. We will do it. And it is your turn. Please help us. And here you go, Koshy Thomas. I know him for a long time. And Koshy Thomas is the one, every time an elected official come up to office, Koshy Thomas asked me, can you please help me? Can you please? So I tried my best to get a position for him. Whatever influence we all have, it's like we used it. Unfortunately, something always happened. He could not get it. Now we got what happened during the COVID season last year. I got a phone call. As I said, I got my name is listed in one of the senator's office calls me. He says, we have the PPE available. Can you take it? Can you distribute in your community? So I was scared to go out. I want to get some of the PPE, some of the masks and all, to my church and the other association, our merchants association. But I was scared to go out. So I get a phone call from Mr. Koshy. Koshy says, can you do me a favor? Can you contribute some money? Let us buy some PPE, and distribute all these people, the churches and all these things. You know what, Koshy, you don't have to worry. It's like, I just got a phone call from senator's office. They have the PPEs available. Can you go and pick it up? He said, where? I gave you the address. He went and picked it up. Not only he went and picked up, he stood on Hillside Avenue. And he had few volunteers, he distributed it on Hillside Avenue to the merchants and all the associations. Not only that, he gave it to the churches, he gave it to the temples and synagogues, and not only the Muslim masjid. This is what this guy, is he a community leader? Is he to be deserved to be elected? Yes, here you go, we have to do this one. So this is the guy, and I'm really proud to endorse and recommend Koshy Thomas to be the next New York City Council member. And he will be. Thank you.
I am Senator Kevin Thomas. I was the first South Asian to win an elected office in state government. Now we have 3 more that have come after me. And I am so proud and inspired by South Asians running for office, because as you heard from past speakers, our community, we are growing in numbers, we are growing in influence, and we need a voice, okay? In state government, we have a voice. You have me, you have Senator Jeremy Cooney from Rochester, we have Jennifer Rajkumar, and we also have Zoran from Astoria. So we have South Asians in state government. We do not have South Asians in more local governments. And like you heard from the past speakers, New York City is a very, very important area where we need our voice, right? And there you go, one applause. Our community in District 23, right? I still remember that area did not have so many South Asians. And now that the population has changed, we need someone that has ties to the community, that has organized events, that has been giving back to the community, and has a good heart. Because at the end of the day, what we're looking for is someone who can empathize with the community when there is sorrow or when there is joy. We need someone who we can put our burdens on, someone with strong shoulders, okay? That's the type of individual that you need in a community, because the city council is a very hard, complicated, and scary place. And when Koshy becomes the city council member, he will understand what I mean by all of that, because state government is scary as well. But you heard from George Uncle right now. He spoke about the need for a community voice. Because if you do not have someone to go to give a complaint so that issues can be resolved, you're going to be stuck. My office has Ajit, my office has Biju, and my office also has Koshy. Because when the community has an issue, regardless of where they are, because I take care of everyone, they come to me with so many issues, and my staff here, Mark Kennedy, who's my district director, yes, he does a lot of work for my office, especially for the South Asian community, all right? And he's been at so many South Asian and Malayali events. I'm sure he can speak Malayalam too. But this is the type of office that I have, right? And we need someone like that in city government. And all of you here know Koshy, so I don't have to keep telling you that he is the right candidate, all right? You either, grew up with him. I'm not sure whether anyone grew up with you here. No, some of you would, right? I know a lot of you came here to this country decades ago, and you've known him since then. And I'm sure he hasn't changed, because back in India, I know his stories, he's done some political campaigns there as well, and he wants to do that here and represent all of you, all right? So, why are we here? We're not here to just, speak about Koshy and say how great he is. We're here to raise money. We're here to make sure that on election day, on primary day, that he gets the 1 or 2 position for choice voting that we have in New York City. All right, so that means knocking on doors, volunteering, calling people, and telling them to go out and vote. All right, we have a huge army of volunteers that we could use for this election. So let's do everything that we can. And I know everyone calls him Koshy, but as you can see, his last name is Thomas. So, so let's get Thomas into the city council.
Thomas in Queens and Long Island.
All right, so without further ado, let me introduce the next city council member from District 23.
What an auspicious day, right? What a memorable evening. What an achievement, right? Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas community leaders, Mr. George Abraham, Mr. Abraham, Worky Abraham, Mr. Goyal, Dilip Chauhan, Father John, Mr. Parambil, Mr. Kamlesh Mehta, Attorney Carlos, Voraji, Chakoji, Rajuji, Densilji, all the G's are here. My kids are here. I mean, my son and his cousin, and then all G's are here. Anthony G, I mean, he was just mentioning that. Did anybody grow with me? Yes, they all grew with me since '93. Every day, at least once a week, we meet each other. We actually mingle each other. We actually share things. We are active in the community, especially in the District 23 for 27 years. It was not easy. Like you said, even from back home, I was active in the politics and things. And there, actually I grew up in Madras, from the schools to the college. I got a lot of opportunity, but there I was a minority. And Indian situation, if you are minority and you need a lot of support to come up. I didn't get that chance, but when I came over here, without expecting anything, my passion going into the politics, and I don't know, right from the beginning I was actually attracted by Democratic Party and their policies and leaders. So since '98, whichever candidate, any candidate run under the umbrella of Democratic Party, unconditional support. I go just work for them. My kids, my son here, he might be thinking, where is this guy? Daddy is missing. But he knows, I'm somewhere active in the community, in the politics and all those things. So I did my part. Now I think, the council member, he's retiring, and I saw a lot of people putting their names to come in. And at that time, I got calls from a couple of my friends said, Koshy, those people, we don't know them. This is what they said. We have not seen them in the district. But whereas you have been in this area, did so many things. So why don't you apply? Why don't you try? I just casually put it in, and I see the response. Anybody I go around, everybody say, Koshy, go for it, go for it, go for it. That's the strength. Okay, I know politics, we need a lot of money. And I was thinking, how am I going to get this funds? Funds is the most important, right? But when I see the support, like Voraji, he gave me that office is bigger than this office, right on Hillside Avenue, right on the spot. There is no better location in Queens than his building. He called me and said, Koshy, go for it. I'm giving you the office space here. You have nothing to worry. Anything missing, just let me know. This is what Voraji said. Ask Mr. Vimal Goyalji. He actually lives in Long Island, but he watches Queens activities. And he has seen me so active in Nassau County politics. From Tom Saucy to Laura Curran to any other candidates from Nassau to Queens. He has seen me in action. I know most of you have seen me in action. In the Belrose Floral Park Merchants Association, I was unanimously elected as the vice president. And for the past 5 years, we did so much of, community work. We brought the India Day parade, India Day as a peace day. We brought almost 7,000 people into the parade. That's not just to say that we are Indians or we are better than, nothing like that. We were promoting peace. Okay, we come from the culture of promoting peace. So that India Day parade was just to promote the peace, and the local people should know what we stand for, what our culture is. So based on that, we can let know who we are, and we are living in peace, in harmony. In 23, there is no problem. There's many other problems in many other districts, but here in 23, we are united together. That's where my slogan is, united for peace and prosperity. If you see my flyer, it's actually printed in multiple languages. I started from Spanish to Korean to Chinese to Hindi to what is it, Bengali to, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, I printed all that. That's like, I'm trying to unite everybody. That's what we are trying to do. So, we have a very good chance, especially when this ranked choice voting is like one voter can select 5 candidates. But choose me as the first choice. We have a very good chance. Like everybody said here, we only need 2,000 votes, not even 3,000. We only need 2,000. That's it. We have registered, voters. Altogether registered voters, we have more than 10,000, specific. We have almost 30,000 registered Democrats. I'm trying to reach them out. But if I get Belrose, Floral Park, Glen Oaks, Queens Village, Hollis, that's it. Easy. 1, 2, 3. Of course, my name has to come out. I'm doing it. And for that, I know you all are supporting. Just spread the word of mouth. Just tell what you know about me to your friends, your colleagues, your neighborhood, your church, your temple, your mosque. I mean, when I had a problem in the temple, Shiv Mandir, I was there the first person to go, to stand with that priest. Okay, so like that, I was there. I'm there for 27 years. I can say, keep going on, but I don't want to take much of your time. Thank you so much for coming. It's a real honor of Senator Kevin Thomas. I still remember his first speech when he, was swearing in. He said, "My first job is to bring anybody interested to come into the public life. Anybody, have that courage to come to the public life. It's not easy. Coming into the public life, you have a lot of dedication. You have a lot of, restrictions. You have a lot of problems you have to go through." But he said, if anybody is willing to come forward, I am there to support. That was the first, what I can say, the mantra word. That motivated me. That gave me courage. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And within this short period of time, this 2-3 years, he has achieved a lot of things for the community. Okay, I don't have to say much, but whatever he is doing, it's with all courage. He doesn't care. If he feels that something is right, it's done right away. There's no more questions on that. So thank you so much. I admire your courage and all those things. We'll follow you and united together. We're going to succeed together. We're going to prosper together. We are going to win together, and we're going to serve together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Koshy. Thank you, Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas. As he mentioned in his speech, I have experienced that in my personal, or say, in community work. I'm working as a voluntary community liaison for Senator Kevin Thomas for 4 years. 3 years. 3 years. And, for all these years, I was able to resolve a lot of cases, regardless if it's his district or it's his community. It doesn't matter if it's a Malayali or anybody. Wherever he is getting that, if it is resolvable, he and Mr. Mark Kennedy and Ms. Donna Nugent, Chief of Staff and also District Director, all of the staff is ready to get any kind of problems for our community, regardless where it's coming from. So at this point, I just want to thank again Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas. It's a proven example of one of our community members being in power. And we need more people in power. And Mr. Koshy Thomas is here for all of our support, and we are sure that he will be a winner if we all support him. And a lot of members from our community are volunteers to do this work, and so as each and every person is here is supposed to do some or other way to support him. We can do it in many other ways. At this point, I want to invite Mr. Kamlesh Mehtaji to say a few words. And I saw Kamlesh Mehtaji was saying about Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas about the anti-SOSTIC bill, which has been supportive from the Senator side, thank you for mentioning that too.
Kevin Thomas, actually, you are the inspiration.
Yes.
We see many people coming forward, running for the elections. I think you are the main reason. You have motivated them, you have inspired them, and you have instilled the courage in them that they are coming forward. So hats off to you. And we want to see you for the rest of your life in assembly or maybe beyond. And look, one person in Albany, how our community is so strong. Whenever we need anything any reason to raise our voice, Kevin is there. I know last year, sometime in 2020, when I heard about the swastik, and I spoke to Kevin, and Kevin said, Kamlesh, don't worry, it is not going anywhere. You know, things changed. He had his political compulsion, many reasons, but thank God, because of him, the problem is resolved, and Kevin, we can't thank you enough for that. Swastika is so much precious to us, so much close to our heart, to our heritage, that we could never accept that as his head sign. And I know your support. Koshy ji is a very dear friend. I know him for many years. Very humble, very polite. I don't know what he will do in the council. All he knows is thank you and sorry. I never heard it. But he is a very hard-working man, very persistent. I am here today only because of his persistence. He just wanted me to be here for a few minutes. Koshy is not that you wanted, I also wanted to be here. And I want to show all of you that whatever my capacity, of course I have limitations in many ways, but within my limitations, my all support is to Koshy ji, tan, man, dhan, vote, support, whatever I can do for you, we are for you. And we really wish you a great success. You have a lot of energy, and that energy should be used for the benefit of our community. Thank you very much. Biju ji also is a dear friend, and my leader also. Now Biju ji, you are the next one to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamlesh ji, for your wonderful, kind words. Next up, I'd like to invite, where is Anna? Anna George.
Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas, Mr. Koshy Thomas, our dear Achan Jonathan, all the other community leaders, and dear friends who are assembled here today. We all know, and you have heard from all the leaders who are present here today, that we need a voice. We need a community voice talking for us. You know, our community is made up of hard workers and professionals. All we do is work hard. But now we heard from so many leaders, there are so many resources that we need to tap. The only way we can do that is by knowing how to do it. And if we have someone in the council, that person can lead us in the right direction. So those who don't know me, I am a professor of Malay College. I'm a nurse and a nurse practitioner. We can do a lot for the community, and we are doing it. Our dear senator has helped me to do many charity works. You can see there are many nurses sitting here today. We like to serve our community, but we need to know what are the right ways of going about. And I heard many leaders talk about resources and many grants that are available. We should know how to tap it. The only way to do it is to have someone, a voice up there who can help us. And having known Mr. Koshy, he is a very kind and a person who really wants to help from what I have known him. So I think he's the right person running for this councilman seat. And I think, like many others said, in a few months, we will be back here celebrating his victory. So good luck from my behalf, and as on behalf of all the nurses and other community leaders and everyone present here, good luck, Mr. Koshy, for this election. I hope that we can declare you the councilman of District 23 very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Next up, I'd like to invite Denzel George to speak a few words. He's the president of North Hempstead Malayali Association.
Honorable Senator Kevin Thomas, candidate Koshy, Thomas, distinguished guest, I am so proud to be standing here this evening on behalf of Mr. Koshy Thomas. So many have said so many great things about him. You know, at times we call people, sometimes we say that they're a seasoned politician or a seasoned community leader. And sometimes it's not that great either, that there is a seasoned politician. I have heard about people talking about so many promises, and they say that they can build bridges where there are no rivers. So those are the promises that we have heard, or in the past when we look back about so many politicians who have given us promises. But we need to hear from our own community, or our own community want to hear so many great things that we just heard about Mr. Kevin, Senator Kevin Thomas, what he have done to the community. And we hope and we pray the same that would happen to Mr. Koshy Thomas. You know, I remember when I met him for Floral Park Indian, Belrose Indian Merchant Association. I am also part of the executive committee. And I've seen his tireless, hard-working mentality. And that we see that it has been related as to the community where he lives and wherever he can. And now it is our turn to give him back that respect as an individual that he have earned, and we need to really understand that he can do so many things. I said this once before, and I have to repeat this again. Only when we believe in Mr. Koshy and when we work hard for him, our works are going to be fruitful. If not, it's going to be just work and nothing is going to happen. So Mr. Koshy, I wish you the best. I've heard about a quote, I would like to say that and conclude. One person said that it is better not to give the key to a key to the city to a seasoned politician. It's better to give the lock. In other words, we don't need always people who talk about great things but not doing anything. We need people who can do great things and talk less. And Mr. Koshy, we hope that you will be able to achieve that. Congrats once again, and I hope I'll be able to see and give you a good luck at the time again.
Mr. Reggie Kurian, he is the president of Kerala Cultural Association of North America, where I also belong to the same association. Please.
Honorable Senator Kevin, our candidate Mr. Koshy, all of my friends, and our father, our own Vicar, Father John, all of my friends. I don't want to say much because I didn't prepare for any speech. I didn't know that someone called me for the speech. I just want to wish you all the best wishes, and you have all our support. If anything else you need, we are ready to support you. All the best wishes. Thank you.
Dr. Thomas Matthew, do you want to say a couple of words? He was the former AKMG President, All Kerala Medical Graduates President, and a well-known physician for our community.
Senator Kevin Thomas. Incoming Councillor Thomas Koshy. Distinguished guests, Father Achan, John Achan. I know Koshy since 2005 when I started my first office in Belrose. He has never grown older than that. He's always been young at heart, and a workaholic. Helps out wherever people need help, and he's always there for the community. I wish him good luck, and I think he, as all the leaders are saying, he's already won. So, congratulations. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew. Next up is none other than Koshy's son is here with us today, Neil. Neil would like to share a few words about his dad.
Sorry. Hi, Senator Kevin Thomas, Dad. I want to thank you guys all for coming out today. My dad comes home and tells me how much of an opportunity we have and how much of a privilege we have and how far ahead he is every single day. he becomes more optimistic every single night he comes home. It's because he has the support of all of you guys. So I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, everyone who's supporting him, everyone who is helping him in this campaign. And my dad really wants to make a difference in the community. He's been here for a very, very long time. And some of the other candidates don't even live in this district. So I don't understand how they can even make an impact when they don't know what's going on. And the fact that my dad has been involved in so many different things, he can as Senator Kevin Thomas is speaking about how we need someone who can empathize. And at the end of the day, it's not about being an Indian, it's not about being white, black, Hispanic. It's about making a change and being optimistic and having a positive impact within the community. And I believe, and we all believe, that my dad can make that impact. And I want to thank you guys, and I urge you to keep supporting him. And thank you for everyone who has generously given to him financially and emotionally, mentally. And thank you guys, and have a great night and enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you, Neil. That was very kind of you to say good things on behalf of your dad. Next up, as you all know, Koshy invited was hosting this event. So I asked Koshy, is this a fundraiser? He said, no. Make sure everybody come. I want to increase my campaign staffing, like from volunteers and all that. I assume everybody here is going to do that. Okay, so Koshy needs also, besides money, he needs actual help physically. We need to go out and volunteer for him. So please help with your friends, yourself, personally, whoever can volunteer, please do. At the same token, I like to remind, India is in a deep crisis, right? So there's so many organizations, even Kevin is part of New York State, he's also doing his part along with Northwell. Likewise, Anna is organizing a fundraising on behalf of nursing. Myself, I'm organizing another event on behalf of World Malaria Council. Dr. Matthew is organizing another event through AKNG Humanitarian Services. So India is pretty much bleeding. There's no oxygen. People are not dying because of COVID-19. They are dying due to the fact they don't have lack of oxygen. It led to that situation. Let's not blame any governance here, but we need to help the mankind. So please contribute to any contributions you can make to any associations is with gratitude. We remember that. Let people get help. So please be generous to open up your hearts. I think this COVID-19 pandemic also made everybody realize many things. Life is short. So people are giving money, but whatever you can, please do support the cause. Next up, I'd like to invite one of the old early settlers here also, Paul Chulilango. He was a long time in the New York Malayali Sports Club as a president. Right now, he's retired, with enjoying his life with his grandkids. I'd like to invite him to say a few words.
Before Mr. Paul Chuli comes up, I would like to say I want to recognize his appeal. I know India is bleeding. My open appeal is, if you are planning to donate me $100, I would say, let me suggest, give me $50 and put $50 for India. I think that would be the best, because even if I get elected, I have to do certain things, right? If I get this opportunity to do it now, this is the biggest opportunity. So let me share whatever you are trying to donate. I'm willing to take half of it, or even 75%, let it go to India, and the rest automatically, God is with us, we will get everything what we need. So let's do first is first, let's give priority. And I endorse his appeal. Almost all associations are joining together along with Senator Kevin's effort. So let's endorse this good cause effort. Thank you so much. Mr. Paul Chuli.
Senator, going to be a councilman representing us. I know Mr. Koshy, actually I didn't know personally. Before we started, he joined with us in the World Malaria Council. I was a chairman, and Mr. Koshy was elected as a president. He's the person he can reach whatever the achievement, what you want to reach the target. What I see in him, in my mother tongue is Malayalam, he says, "Vettilakudi valaranengil kabungu venam." So we were just looking for the community support. If we can support him, definitely we have a councilman in New York City, which I came in this country about 45 years ago. I spent more than my lifetime here than my own country. My future was came in, very next day I started working. I became a workman to feed my family. I grew up as a family because I couldn't quit my job to do some business. Same token, somebody came here, they started business, they reached different level. But I'm happy, God has provided me everything. I have no complaints, I have no regrets. I have a lot of friends. I did start many associations. I have started a sports club. We used to travel from here to Staten Island to get somebody to come for the game, to play with us. We never had people that time. But now we have about more than 150 members in the club. Zach was here, one of the beginners. I don't know if he's gone or not. But I'm trying to say it, we have to start someplace. I know Kevin when he was a very small child. When he's school age, I know him. I had a property in Queen's Village. So he reached one level which was because we all supported him. I'm not in the front line, but I was supporting him, whatever I could. So only request I can make to Malayali community, not only Malayali community, even North Indians, we have Punjabis and all other communities in Queens. So if everybody support, like he said, he only needed 2,000 votes. Hopefully, we can get it 2,500. This way, he can reach his goals. So only request I can make, and I'll pray for him, that God's blessings, and we also support him whatever the way we can, not only financially, even physically we can support him. Okay? I want to conclude my words. I wish him well. Hopefully, next few months we can have a new councilman in our community. Thank you.
Now I would like to have Ms. Mary Phillip.
Respected Senator Kevin Thomas?
Yes.
Okay, and the future candidate, District Council. I always say that whatever the meeting that I'm here to promote. Why you said 2,000, 2,500 and 3,000? I have the list of all 10,000 people that are the eligible voters for Koshy. And I started calling from the bottom. Every day I'm trying to reach out to 100 people, and I'm sure that I will finish before the day of the election. All right?
Yes.
Trust me, okay? I have the list of 10,000 people. It's 34 pages of the registered Democrats that are eligible to vote for Mr. Koshy Thomas. When Koshy Thomas said something that Senator Thomas had said something that any Malayali, any Indian person who stays or run for election, I will help them, but he also mentioned that not his position, okay? Right?
Yes.
So here I am to wish you all the best, Koshy, and I will be here for the celebration, I hope. Thank you very much.
As far as the District 23 is concerned, it's a home district to us because we are the New York Malayali Sports Club and we are established in District 23. And the past councilmen, they have always been supportive of us, beginning with Leffler in 1980s, and then with Mark Vaprin, David Vaprin, Barry Groenchik, we are recipients of funds from the City Council. So we are with you, Mr. Koshy Oman. New York Malayali Sports Club is supporting Malayali for this position, and we are proud to have you as a representative, and we wish you all the best luck, and we look forward to you being represented by our club, for our club. Thank you very much, and good luck, and we are behind you. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Ms. Lorna Abraham, wife of Mr. George Abraham, to say a few words for Koshy.
To support our councilman candidate, I see three qualities in this man who is running for this position, which is he's a good communicator, he's a people's person, and he's more than humble. He's willing to work with anyone and everyone. And I believe he has been working hard towards achieving this goal of becoming the councilman. And like Mary Phillips said, she has a list of about 10,000 registered Democrat voters. And if everyone can take that list and help her out, I believe, to make those calls, that should be more than enough for him to win his candidacy. At this point, I'd like to congratulate you ahead of time and hope and pray that you make it to help us all as the councilman. Thank you.
Let me take this opportunity to really recognize, the strength behind from the day one, Mr. V.M. Chaco. Okay, Mr. V.M. Chaco, he knows almost everybody in the district, and he personally calls people. If you see today's gathering here, the distinguished guests, the leaders, youngsters, anybody, everybody is all invited by Mr. V.M. Chaco. Okay, we have to really recognize Mr. V.M. Chaco. Anything, because, let me tell you, when we had the petition drive, we were going through severe COVID situation. And also it was a horrible weather. And when we were actually trying to get that minimum required petition signed, we were going through hell. Okay, I was not able to walk on that cold weather, but Mr. V.M. Chaco was there for me, going door to door to get these things. With his effort, we got more than what was needed, like double the petition signatures we got. And along with him, Mr. Raju Varghese Abraham. Where is Raju? Raju here, please. Raju. These two gentlemen, day and night, 24/7, they are with me, helping me a lot. So, we really, but now let me tell you, apart from these two gentlemen, I have the Nurses Association, active members, president, ex-president, ex-treasurer, this big group here voluntarily came out and helping me a lot. And if I come into this side, Ajit and Biju, they have done a lot along with his friends, along with his sports club. And also, the big leader, the international leader, Mr. George Abraham, if he picks up his pen, that's more powerful than anything, I'm experiencing that. So his endorsement and his recognition and the boost I'm getting through him, it is a big recognition. Along with that, KCNA, the association, everybody, including Reggie, the president, his friends and the members, they are doing whatever. So each and every one of you are playing a very major role in this election. Thank you for your support. Now, only thing, very simple, let me tell you how we're going to win this election. Just call 20 of your friends. Okay, just call 20 of your friends and tell them to communicate and tell them we have a very good chance to win. They will call their 10 or 20 friends, then easily we're going to spread. And along with that, the signs are coming up, the advertisements are coming up, everything is coming up. I'm really blessed by God and the strength in the community, the cream of the community. There's nothing better than, there's no more better cream of the community. I have everybody here. I'm really blessed by that. So, let's do whatever has to be done. Now, if you have any question anytime, please call me or Mr. VM Chako or Mr. Raju Abraham or Mr. George Abraham. We're going to be available anytime. So let me stop here. There's not many other things, but just call us. We will, follow up. And I really want to thank the, Senator Kevin Thomas and his office for guiding us, and each and every one of you. You all are leaders, and we are going to, take this message to the community. We're going to win together. And one more thing before we go, let's hear a little more few words from Achan, John Achan, please. Let's get God's blessing through him.
I'm really excited to see Koshy running for this position. I know I have so many people from our community living that area. I can definitely endorse him. I will encourage them to vote for Koshy definitely. We have full support from our community.
Thank you so much.
Okay, God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Almighty loving Father, we ask your blessing upon Koshy as he is going to run this position. Let him enjoy God's presence as well as the cooperate support of all the entire people to run to do the best ministry for the people as well as for the community. Amen. God bless you.
This is a blessing. This is a blessing, and I thank you all for this opportunity. And we will plan slowly. We're going to reach out to every single voters in the neighborhood, and then we're going to communicate to them what we're going to do. We're going to put all our efforts to serve the community. So that's why we are united together here, and with the community leaders, with the priests, unitedly, serving together. We're going to win this election. Election is a chance to serve the community. That's what we are trying to do. Okay, this is not like to take an office or to become a big officer or a political leader or anything like that. But jointly, we are trying to serve the community. We are trying to bring peace into the community. We are trying to unite everybody. So we're going to, our slogan is united together. We are united together for peace and prosperity. Thank you so much.